timestamp. It is September 12th at about 11:30 p.m. What did you do? There we go. Symptom check. I feel pretty good. I don't really have a shallowness of breath. I feel like maybe I'm having like a background anxiety panic attack or something. It's weird because I feel like I want to breathe rapidly and shallowly, but I can actually draw a deep breath. I don't know, I'm still new to this whole anxiety attack thing. It's been going on for kind of since my parents did their stuff. It, like, triggered some crap inside me, I guess. I still feel like I'm getting that phone call any day. Car pulls out up front or goes down the road slow, and I'm like, I know that's Pasco County Sheriff. Can't shake it. Anyway, just got up, doing an overnight schedule, so I went to bed at I want to say around 3 or 4 p.m. Something like that. I've been up for a little while. Got coffee brewing. Got a mountain of dishes. Tiny did a whole bunch of food prep for himself, which it's kind of how we do things around here. I usually do the food for me and Pix because we're, a little bit tighter diet. And she's relying on me for portion control and all that. So I'm kind of trying to gauge that out. Be gone with you ground. So I typically do food prep for that. And I will make meals for the boys as well. Sometimes I'll make extra if it's something that's not going to be too weird. Because I essentially have 2 teenage boys as far as tastes are concerned. I mean, we do make them try new things because it's important to always try new things. But there are some things that we know they're not going to care for. Like the Greek yogurt and whatnot. Alex definitely would not like it, and Tiny has had it, and he said it's okay. It's okay. It's alright. So, but yeah, he did some massive food prep. I mean, I get food for them. It's not like I don't. But they typically fend for themselves a little bit because they're old enough to do that. So he baked up a bunch of stuff and portioned it out, and yeah, he's showing his independence. It's kind of cool. A little scary from a dad's standpoint, but cool. I'm seeing more and more people are marking their pets as safe from being eaten. God, I love that. I'm a bit of a comedian at heart, in case you didn't know that. God, that's just good stuff right there. It's just good stuff. Just. Harry and David vanilla cream brulee. And at the tree, they've been getting in 4-ounce bags of stuff for, the $1.25. Which, when you do the math, typically a 12-ounce bag of Harry and David coffee is going to be, if you get it at Ollie's, you might be able to get it for $4 or $5. Typically it's going to be $6 or $8. So figure 3 times $1.75, $3.75 for a 12-ounce bag in value of Harry and David coffee. I don't even know that you can get like Folders in Maxwell House for that. And I think this is a better coffee. I have a breakfast blend, I think, in too, which is pretty good. Luther is attacking the kibble. But yes, I am frugal. The bags don't have the little plastic, the band that a coffee bag will have that has like the two metal bars, bendy. You can like fold it and wrap it around to seal it. But I use one of the tall Chinese takeout containers. And I can fit like 2 or 3 bags in one of those things. It's the 24 ounce, I think, because I think it's 16 and 24 ounce. But I can fit like 2.5 bags in there. I cut up one of the bags and like cut out the label, the name, Harry and David vanilla cream brulee. That way, everybody that sees the container knows what's inside it. I mean, you can tell it's coffee, but you wouldn't necessarily know what flavor. So I just tape that to the outside. It works out pretty well. It's also pretty easy to stack in the coffee cabinet. They stack really well. You know what I'm talking about, right? Do I have any here? Hold on a second. And I'm back. It's one of these. I don't know. I'm used to calling them like Chinese takeout. Because anytime you get like, egg drop or wonton soup or something like that, they usually come in one of these guys. This is the taller one. I think it's 24 ounce. But there's like 2.5 bags of coffee in there, maybe 3. But yeah, works great. And I've got another one in there. We got in what is it? Jack Daniel's vanilla bourbon or something like that. I know Alex thinks that one's pretty cool too. It's so funny when you're talking about like the teenage boy mentality. When you put an alcohol name in something, suddenly it becomes so much cooler. Yeah, it's a vanilla bourbon. It's like people have been adding bourbon to their coffee for years, but that's usually when they're at the workplace because, what are you drinking? Just coffee? Nothing else? Just coffee? Do I smell whiskey? No, I do not. How strange. I knew a guy that used to do that all the time. Very, very functioning alcoholic, which always sounded like an oxymoron to me. But, the guy's name was Jeff. He was an outrageously funny queen. But, kind of, he actually reminded me of Jeff Lynne, now that I think about it. Ironic that his name was Jeff. But yeah, just that kind of biting wit. But yeah, a hell of a good phone salesman. I mean, I've worked with him in like 3 different places, because if you do phone sales, sometimes you get to know people, and it's like there's migration patterns, boiler rooms and stuff. One room will go down and another one will open up, and some of those people migrate over to there and start. It's a thing. At least it was. I don't know that that's going on anymore, because I know a lot of those jobs have been outsourced and or robotized. But yeah, he was always like one of the top 2 people in the room. Sarcastic, a little bit cynical, funny. But yeah, he always had some interesting things in his coffee, if you got close enough to sniff it. I think the bosses knew, but I think the bosses didn't really say anything, because he still, he could walk straight and talk without slurring. And he made the money. So, that's kind of a real world reality for the most part, at least from yesteryear. If you're not endangering anyone and you're making your boss money, they'll usually let those things slide, good or bad. I don't know. It's kind of an ethics question at that point. Everyone's going to answer that one differently. But yeah, he was a hoot. I don't know if he's still around or not. That was 25 years ago, 30 years ago. Back when I did film sales, customer service and all that. And to answer that question, yes, he was always number one or number two in the room. I was typically, I'd usually be like your number three or number four guy. But I was also usually, never failed, I was usually the guy that was training everybody else. I don't know if that's because I'm a natural teacher, a Capricorn thing, I don't know. But yeah, I was usually the guy that trained people, which took away from my phone time, and at the same time, I typically invested a fair amount in people coming in, about no matter where I was, frankly. True story. Yeah, I can, draw a nice breath, but I feel like, pardon, I feel like I should be doing some kind of like Lamaze training or something right now. I just want to go into panic mode or some nonsense, and I don't know why. Kind of keeping that at bay. Weird, right? It's funny. Pix has had anxiety issues for a long time, and I always tried to take the situation seriously when she'd have a panic attack or whatnot, but it was so foreign to me before that I couldn't relate with it. So I know that sometimes I probably came across as though I thought that what was going on was ridiculous. And I mean, to a degree it is. It's a ridiculous thing, because it's your body freaking out typically for no practical, rational reason. It just decided to go into fight or flight mode just because it looked really cool on the menu and you figured you'd try it. It's just, your body just suddenly does that. So I couldn't relate with it, and it was really weird. It's funny, we had this talk probably a couple months ago, but she was like, bless her, she didn't mean this in a mean way. But she said, I'm kind of glad that you're going through this, in the respect that now you understand how debilitating it can be. Because, I can function while that's going on. Years of theater and improv, you can work through anything. But when I feel my heart start beating and I feel that desire to go shallow with breathing and my brain starts twitching, it's really for nothing. Because, the wind changed from eastern to northeastern. And suddenly my brain explodes and we start doing that. It's really, but yeah, no, she said she was glad that it was happening to me in the respect of, not because she was wishing me ill, but now I could understand where she's coming from, because she gets pretty severe attacks sometimes. I've only had one or two that were like, what is wrong with me moments. Weird. Thanks, Dad. Yeah. So, Tiny's gonna be getting his crowns at the end of the month, trying to figure that part of things out. Greatly wishing I had a $3,700 check right now. That would be cool. Really trying to not be better. That's a huge amount of money to just get yanked out from under you. when you're expecting it and need it. Okay, it's across the street. I just heard, I don't even know if they picked it up, but a little, like, car toot, like a little horn. I was like, oh God, wouldn't that be something? Here I am talking about that kind of thing and capture it in real time. That would be stunning. And I'm seeing my grandmother more and more in my dreams, which is weird. She was a major player in my dreams. I don't want to say last night because I slept during the afternoon, but my most recent sleep. It was ridiculous in the respect that she and I were going through stuff at my parents' place. There's no practical way that that could happen because she died in like 2006. It was like, how are you helping me go through things for my parents that, but you know how dreams work. Very strange. There was something else that I wanted to mention. Oh, I saw the Taylor Swift endorsement for Eris. That's cool. If you're a young person, definitely register to vote if you haven't already. If you can vote, if you're 18, and please vote blue down the whole ballot. Dear God in heaven. Now we've got, I guess Rick Scott is up for re-election as this is a Florida politics thing. This is a guy that allegedly defrauded like Social Security, Medicare years ago with all kinds of shenanigans, walked away with millions of dollars, and didn't get in trouble for any of it. Allegedly. Frequently works against people with disabilities, doesn't care as long as he's getting money. You know, it's funny because my parents typically vote red all the way down. And we've told them, you know, look, you have a grandson with disabilities. This particular senator enjoys taking away rights from him. He's basically the enemy of your grandson, and you keep voting for him. Could you please stop? And they're still of the mindset of, oh, Republicans have the conservative values that we like. Guys, that's 40 years ago. That's 40 years ago. That's not the truth anymore. It's really not. Not the mainstream Republicans. No, they don't. No, they don't. There are still, you know, your Liz Cheneys and your Adam Kinsingers where that might be the case. But a lot of them, no, there's not really morals or ethics going on. They'll say that because they want your vote. But who's going to pay them? Where's the check coming from? That's the important question. NRA sending you a check? Okay, yeah, we shouldn't have gun control. You see how that works. Marco. And when I say Marco, I'm not trying to find other people in the pool waiting for a response. If you're a Floridian, you know who I'm talking about. I learned that one from Jon Stewart. Anywho, oh, the other thing that I wanted to mention, and this is off topic, on topic, off topic, I don't know. Anytime I see Rick Scott, like a picture or like a video clip of him, you know, his repulsive mug. If any of you are Buffy fans, anytime I see him, I think of, and I think it was, good job. I think it was season 3, the episode called Hush. It was the almost silent episode with the gentleman. Watch that episode and put a picture of Rick Scott next to the TV screen. Tell me what you think. I keep expecting him to, float down the street with a scalpel in his hand. And I think he would. Yeah, that's not even really a stretch now that I think about it. Yeah. As long as he was getting paid. Anyway. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to... Damn, boy. We're working on getting that. It's not an infestation, but we've got more flies in here than any household needs. I keep telling them that Mike Pence is not here, was not here. I don't know where he is, because I would happily rat him out. So we got one of those zappers, and it makes me happy, because I don't need flies in my kitchen. They don't go with the wallpaper. Anyway. Yeah. It's what I got for you today. Thanks for tuning in. All right. Make it a great day.